I have completed more than 100 plus certification in my career.
Okay.
And the curiosity and the interest is not stopped from there. But still I'm feeling I'm stuck at some point, like how to connect the dots between the technical and the management. From the pre-sales perspective, if you could ask me, we are currently using 60 to 70% of our effort. We are doing it via AI, and more importantly, we are using it wisely. There should be a human in the loop is required to identify which out of 50 questions or 50 solutions which is given by the AI is right or wrong. Always starts with curiosity, not certainty. Because you cannot be master of all, but at least you should know the foundation of all.
Welcome to another episode of Dexian Talks, an initiative by Dexian India. I am your host today, Ashwin. We are honored to welcome Mr. Baranidharan, Associate Director of Pre-Sales and Innovation at Dexian India, a 40 under 40 honor and a voice on NDTV on India's AI mission. With 12 plus years of experience, Barani blends strategy, storytelling, and generative AI to turn complex problems into client value. Welcoming Barani to Dexian Talks. Hello, Barani. Thanks for joining us today in Dexian Talks.
Hello. Thank you for making me here to attend the session. I've been following this for quite long, and I'm very happy to be part of the show today to share about my experience and other key factors.
To begin with your support and engineering days, what still shapes and how do you solve problems today?
Okay, that is a very perfect question. Since it's more than a decade of experience with the Dexian, I started my career in Dexian as a support executive. Still, I remember the late night calls, the escalations or the issues where I felt with. I think about it's not only the technical issues which I solved. Moreover, I think over it, I could say there is a human who's behind it, who's looking for a help. Okay. So my job role is to listen to them, understand the issue, and fix those issues. That is what the job role which I took, which I'm following the same methodology over the years now. And after a decade, now I'm playing a role of an associate director who's taking care of a pre-sales and an innovation. Still, I'm following the same methodology. I could say it can be a proposal call, it can be a customer call, it can be a strategic meeting. Still, I follow the same methodology. I listen to them, what needs to be done, then execute. Instead of getting directly into an action, I first listen and care. That is the methodology I'm following since the day one and still now, and I'm going to continue the same.
Listen and care. That's a very good insight. When did you really shift from delivery to pre-sales and innovation?
That's a very great question. So when I joined Dexian, as I mentioned, my job is to come to office, pick the phone and tell, this is Barani, how may I help you today? That is where I started my journey at Dexian. So over the years, I noticed a pattern of my working style, like most of my jobs are automating. Right. So then I realized that why don't I learn automation and to change the way how I work. Then I get into the world of an automation. Then my curiosity is not ended there. It started from automation, data, cloud, DevOps, and other areas as well. So over a period again, when I step into the role of a senior management, leading large portfolios and projects, then I realized that what I'm currently doing here. What is next? This is the two questions which I used to say every time. What I'm doing now, what is next? Then the shift happens from what I'm currently giving as a solutions into what exactly I can do best and explore more opportunities. That is where the shift comes. So the role which I'm currently doing as a pre-sales and an innovation, it starts from there. I just step back from providing just the solutions to the customers. Then I stepped into the role as what are all the opportunities which I can create and how the opportunities can add a more value to the customer. And all this perspective came when the shift happens from the way when I think about what I'm doing now and what is next. That is the shift I can say.
Well said, Barney. If a young architect asks, how do I make an access care? What is your 60 seconds coaching script would be?
Okay, that's a good question. So if an young architect asks me like how I'm going to access care, like I'm going to start with sympathy, then vision, then execution. Over the period of years, what I understood personally is it's not just about the way how you are going to work. You need to have some framework or a vision where you need to follow.
True.
And it is about the purpose which you are going to fulfill. right? So in my experience, what I gained and what I'm following is the framework called life framework.
Wow.
Okay, so in the life framework, what is meant by L? L stands for listen and learn.
Yes.
Whatever it may be the conversation, right? It can be a support call or it can be an executive meeting. So the first and foremost thing we need to do, not to react for what the opposite person will say. You need to listen to them and you need to learn from them on what exactly they are trying to say. That is called L. Listen and learn. The next one is I. What do you mean by I? I nothing but you need to illustrate. Let's say you got the requirements from them. How you are going to visualize it to connect the dots? Because during the conversation, multiple statements will be shared by multiple people. You need to visually represent it and say it can be a PPT or a sketchboard or anything. You need to illustrate and you need to connect the dots. Then F. F is nothing but frame the flow. So you got the requirements, you got the visualization, then you need to think about what exactly I am going to respond back to that. So I typically follow an approach, right? You need to get the statement, then you need to find an impact, then you need to have an insight and what is the next steps. So you can apply this methodology to any of the problem statement or any of the situations you are in. You are going to see what exactly you are going to do when someone is say something. That is called F. And the last one is more important, which is E. E is nothing but engage and empower. So you got all the problem statement, you got all the requirements from them, and you have ideation it and you have frame what exactly going to done. Then you need to empower and you need to engage with the people who is going to do this. Either it can be you or it can be your team. You need to engage with them, you can explain them, then you need to empower them to complete the task. So this is what all about the life framework which I am following since the day one.
Your life framework is actually a life lesson. Moving on to, where does the generative AI genuinely add an uplift in pre-sales?
Perfect. Honestly speaking, it is everywhere. Since I started the pre-sales activity, so two ways where we can do a comparison, right? One is the before AI and another one is an after AI. Before AI, what the pre-sales team will do? They'll get the requirements, engage with the customers, do all the work manually, create the presentations, go to the customer and explain them about this is what your problem, this is what the solution. That is a typical manual process which is there in the pre-sales. But after, from a Dexian, we started engaging the AI tools, particularly for the different activities. What we understood is the power of AI tools, but obviously we are going to use it wisely. We are not going to share all the corporate information to an AI, but we are going to use it wisely. In the technical pre-sales, let's say I'm going to, in a customer call, what typically we will do is, we'll enable an AI platform which we created to listen to the conversation, to get what is the meeting minutes, what is the action items, what I'm going to do next. This is typically a meeting summarizer any AI tool can do. We are not going to stop from there. Then what is next? We need to create an ideation. Again, we are going to use an AI tools. Feed the input into AI system. It is going to create an ideation. This is what the requirement and this is what the list of things which the pre-sales team can do better in order to convert the deal. Not only stopping there, we are moving into creating a prototype or a solution, since the AI is evolving each and every day. So we can see millions of tools are coming every day. We are identifying the right tools which is going to fit into our ecosystem, and we are getting all the information based on our conversations and experiments and everything feeding into the system, and also we are creating a prototype and solution. AI is not gonna stop us doing something limited like pre-sales activity and proposals and everything. Whatever the work we are doing each and every day, we can leverage an AI and to make an impact. So from the pre-sales perspective, if you could ask me, we are currently using 60 to 70% of our effort. We are doing it via AI, and more importantly, we are using it wisely, which doesn't mean that like the human is completely out of the ecosystem, but still the human is required to make the things correct, even if the AI can do mistakes at some point in time. For an example, I could say, if you feed an information into an AI, the AI will give you 50 different reasons of how to solve the problem or how to give a solution to the requirement. But there should be a human in the loop is required to identify which out of 50 questions or 50 solutions which is given by the AI is right or wrong. We are following the similar approach.
In this line, you spoke on NDTV about OpenAI and India's AI mission. What's the opportunity India can uniquely climb in the next 3 years?
Very good. So I got an opportunity to talk with an NDTV about the OpenAI's mission, their involvement in India, opening up their office and everything. So how I could see the AI enhancement in India over the next 3 years could be, it's going to be a customized AI models will be created by the OpenAI and the other ecosystem members. And one of the thing is India is known for multilingual, different culture and different kind of systems in a place. And most of the people will claim that the diversity, it can be a problem of an AI. But I'm seeing that the diversity is an opportunity for us. Let's say down the line in next 3 years, a person from Tamil Nadu can ask a simple question about the AI, like what is my yield crop value in the next 1 month? Or what if the person from a legal department can ask, can you summarize this question and give me a case law for it? So this kind of a system needs to be created, and I think already the India's AI mission is also aligning with that. It's more on the contextual side. I could claim it as the AI model which going to be created by India is going to be a contextual intelligence, and that is going to benefit us in the longer run. So anyone can easily use an AI technology, and it should be inclusive and it should be cost affordable, and everyone in India can get a benefits out of it. So during my one of the session with my mentor, who's Mr. AK, and I asked a question to him that like, since after doing my learnings and everything, still I'm lagging with something. I don't know the reason for the something. Can you help me? Then he guided me to do a certification. Because the learning can be a theoretical, but when you go for a certification, then you are going to see how practically it is going to be implemented. Right? So with that courage and with that support, I have completed more than 100 plus certification in my career. And the curiosity and the interest is not stopped from there. And over the period of time, when I become a managerial position as a senior project manager, when leading the larger portfolios, then I was closely working with one of my another key mentor in my career, who's Mr. Venkat. In one of our discussion, I asked him, Venkat, I did my 100 plus certifications in my career, but still I'm feeling I'm stuck at some point, like how to connect the dots between the technical and the management. I was wondering, like, he is not just provided an answer for it, he guided me and he pushed me to do an executive MBA, and ultimately the Dexian sponsored the MBA course, and it was a 2 years program, and it's not like a regular program where I need to spend most of my weekends attending the classes, going for the exams preparation and everything. After I completed my MBA and after I applying the skills whatever I have learned from an MBA classes into the practical work in my projects and others, I could really see the difference of how the theoretical can be transformed into a practical one.
100 plus certification and executive MBA while working at Dexian. Wow. One hill you will die on about, product or pre-sales?
Okay. Pre-sales and product both will be strongest when it is together. One brings the voice of customer and another one bring what vision is possible, and the innovation, it's being played in the middle. It's between the product and the pre-sales.
Okay, Barney. Let's see if you can complete this sentence. Great demos are really about?
Great demos are really, it's not about the futures, it's not about the solutions, it's about the trust which you are going to build.
Thank you, Barney. We are curious to know about your weekend recharge. Is it family time or fitness?
My weekends typically with family time, obviously, because I need to spend some time with my family, spend some time with my kid, bringing him to some play area and everything. And another thing is I'll run through with my passion of bike riding, the travel.
Great.
I love to ride bikes, and most of my weekends I'll go for long drives. Typically, in my way, I can say live on the roads and meditate on the wheels. That is the approach which I'm following.
Live on the roads and meditate on the wheels. Wow. Okay, if you could choose a couple of colleagues from Dexian to join your ride, who would you pick and why?
Okay. The first and foremost person I'm going to pick from this office is obviously Priya, who's nothing but my wife, and she's also part of an organization. And definitely, I'm going to pick her for
Great,
my
great.
drives. And apart from that, there are few colleagues who shown interest on riding and biking. Example, I can say one person called Mr. Vignesh, who's from a marketing team, and there is a Pooja from a marketing team,
Wow.
who's also more interested to join with me on the rides. And there are most I could say most of the colleagues in Dexian who used to go for a drive, and I'm gonna whomsoever is joined because it's a closely brotherhood.
Okay.
Typically, who can pick someone and they'll become your brother, and you can travel along.
That's good to know, Barney. One last question before you wrap up. What's the one piece of advice you would give a young profession who want to combine tech, storytelling, and the business the way you have?
The one piece of advice which I am going to give to the youngsters about the three aspects which you have mentioned always starts with curiosity, not certainty. Because you cannot be master of all, but at least you should know the foundation of all, because the foundation will help you to become a master at some point in time. Overnight
Yes.
you cannot change anything, but at least starts with the foundation, gradually build the building, and finally you can rule. That is the approach which I could say. And most of the time what I realized that foundation of skills is most important than the mastery skills.
Yes.
And again, the over the time I realized that the success is not like a one man show. It should be a group or a team effort which you are doing.
Yes.
Right. And at this point in time I would like to acknowledge and the support provided by my three mentors in Dexian professionally. I could say one, Mr. AK, as I mentioned, who taught me the valuable lesson of an accountability and learning new skills and the responsibility. And next one is Mr. Venkat Lakshmi Narasimha, who's my manager now, who taught me a different perspective of the management. It is like purpose-driven leadership and empathy with customers, empathy with the people. And the third key person in my mentor list would be Mr. Kumar Rajgopalan. And the day one till today, I'm just following his path of the innovative mindset.
Okay.
When you approach a problem, there could be 1,000 solutions on the problem. You should not stop after applying one solution into that and say or complain anything about it. You should try the things differently. That is the thing which I learned from Mr. Kumar. And moreover, I would like to mention one of the key person who supported me in both my personal as well as professional, who's nothing but my wife.
Wow.
Because when I'm doing a lot of certifications, most of the times I need to extend my night sleeps. Like sometimes I'll skip my sleep, and sometimes the 24 hours, 48 hours, I need to research something. And during the weekend, sometimes I'll go for a long drive. It can be 1,000 kilometer or 2,000 kilometer rides. And till now, she didn't ask any question about why are you doing this. And all she is saying is that if you are interested, just go for it.
Wow.
Typically, I could say in one line, she is my project director, both my professional and personal.
You spoke highly about your mentors. We have a surprise message from one of them to you. Do you want to know who and what is it?
Wow, that's really interesting. Let's see.
Here is a message from AK. Can we reveal it?
Sure, Ashwin.
Let me read this for you, Barney. Working with Barney at McKesson was an opportunity to see a high performer in action. He wasn't just a part of the project, he was a key ingredient in his success. While his intelligence is immediately obsessive, his real superpower is his drive. Barney has an inspiring and unyielding commitment to self-improvement and constantly upskilling to become more capable. He's not just an asset, he's a force multiplier. He's a very smart individual. Anandana Krishnan.
Wow. Thank you so much, AK. Thanks for supporting me, and thanks for all your support which you have provided throughout my journey. I'm very grateful for you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Barney, for taking your time and being in Dexian Talks today.
Thank you, Ashwin, and thank you, Dexian, for this opportunity. I'm really happy to be part of this Dexian Talks today, and I shared all my experience and my learnings and the way how I traveled from the day one to here. I'm really happy about it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. We had a fascinating conversation with our guest Barney today. We believe we are in the business for good. So stay tuned. We'll meet another episode with another interesting guest. Thank you.
We are Dexian, in the business for good.